Action's coming. I know what's coming. Oh shit, you know what's coming now. And Ari fucked up the intro, so...
Hello, and welcome to Wasted Opinions again. Today we're going to be talking about epic movie moments.
I haven't watched one of those in a while. Epic rap battles.
And what we're going to be doing today is, I don't know if you watched our game one, it might be before or after this one, I'm not too sure. But what we do is we pick movies that we've watched, whether we like them or not. There was a scene in there or a moment where a guy did some excellent acting, or maybe there was a turn or something happened that you didn't expect.
Yeah.
You know, like I Am Your Father kind of moment, obviously.
Yeah.
So
What's that from?
needless to say, spoilers again for this video.
Yeah.
Spoilers, if you haven't seen these movies, there's probably going to be some spoilers in these movies.
Epic moments happen usually.
Exactly, that's usually the best parts, the spoiler parts. So without further ado, who are you in the far end?
MussKeg. Every time, all the time.
I'm the Taco Supreme of the Wasted Opinions team. I'm LewisLightning.
Earl had to die. I'm CountryBoy. Let's do a shot here, guys.
What do we got?
We got some Fireball, or as Pitbull would say, Fireball. Do 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 do. Let's start on the far end over there. What do you got?
Perfect. I'm gonna go with what I've mentioned maybe before on the show. We've done so many I can't even remember sometimes. What I consider probably the greatest scene in movie history, the Joker interrogation scene from the movie The Dark Knight. John talked about acting and such. I'm sure it's no surprise that I'm saying this scene, but there is just something about the dichotomy, the Dark Knight across the table from Joker, kind of not for the first time facing each other, but for the first time just like really getting to dialogue battle.
Down to brass
and-
tacks between what's between them.
He can't get what he wants out of the Joker.
Yeah.
Usually beating someone to a pulp for work.
Well, and that's the thing. The scene slowly evolves, and it's got some amazing dialogue. Heath Ledger really was the best part about that scene, but you know the reserved Batman played well against it. I mean, it starts off with that, you know, cut. The lights turn on, and all of a sudden Batman's behind him, and he smashes his head down, and then you know it doesn't seem to even affect the Joker that much.
Exactly.
And then as the conversation slowly goes along, he starts to realize that he basically lets slip that he has Rachel Dawes, right? Dawes?
I want to say Dawson.
Dawson, Rachel. Anyways, Batman who loves.
Yeah.
He has her as well. And it starts this amazing climbing score that you hear a lot throughout The Dark Knight, but it's this slowly rising sound. It was like a blade over a violin, I think they did. Violin. But it's just slowly, gradually rising. And the climax of it is when Batman, so he locks the door, can't get in, and he starts pounding on the Joker. And the climax for me is this. He punches him once and he says, "You have nothing you can do to me." And he punches him one more time and he lets out the best Joker laugh that's ever been done. It was just such a cool moment, and yeah, leads off to a pretty intense action sequence after that. So.
Absolutely, it's a great scene.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go from, I guess, one comic book movie to another. So not an MCU film because I only limited myself to one, but still a Marvel
Which is
film.
pretty tough if you ask me too.
A Marvel film nonetheless. The Russian scene from The Punisher.
Oh, okay.
That was fucking
Which
epic.
Punisher? Which
Thomas Jane.
Thomas Jane,
okay.
yeah. John Travolta is bad guy.
So at that point in the movie, you know, his family's been killed. He's looking for revenge. I think he maybe takes out a couple of goons or whatever, and then like they start sending hitmen off after them, and he gets takes care of one that's like a Johnny Cash type.
Yeah.
Takes care of that one, and that was like kind of expected, and he had a little bit of an attitude, kind of weird. And this one, he's like in his house, which is more like a safe house bunker.
Yeah, it's disgusting, the dilapidated kind of place.
But he's got like weapons everywhere, and fucking this big fucking Russian dude, played by Kevin Nash,
yeah.
fucking comes to the door, and they start brawling. I can't remember exactly how it starts. I think the knife. I remember the knife was early on, but he like starts throwing every fucking weapon he has, and like takes a knife and he stabs this Russian, and the Russian steps into it.
Yeah.
Like, everything he does, the Russian's got a response.
Nothing.
He takes a knife to stab him, and the Russian just like kind of steps into it, and then he like pulls it out, turns it around and stabs it back into him. And he gets out of the hold, and then he goes for a gun. He's got it hidden under the table. He pulls it out, and the Russian grabs a hammer off the counter, grabs the gun, slams the hammer on it, just bends the fucking barrel, and he's just like, and then like he gets beat up some more. He gets like thrown against like a table or something, and then so he's like next to the bathroom at this table, grabs a hand grenade out, throws the hand grenade at the Russian, and the Russian picks up a bar, and he just bats it right back at him. Yeah. He's in the bathroom, and he's like, fuck, he jumps in the bathtub, boom, the windows get
sounds
blown
goofy
up.
To me. Like, I mean, I haven't seen it. So
it's kind of like a call and response. Like everything he does,
it's pretty gritty. Like
it is okay.
Yeah,
the bending of the hammer and everything. Like that sounded kind of goofy. But
and like everything he throws at this Russian, just fucking something like unnaturally strong or violent about this guy comes out to cancel out whatever he does. It ends when like they bust through the wall of the neighboring apartment, and the guys are having like this big pasta cook-off. They got a big bowl of pasta cooking or a big pot of pasta cooking in this scalding water. And he takes the scalding water and he throws it in the Russian's face, and it just burning. He's like, and he like backs out the door. I think he pushes him down the stairs and he breaks his neck. I'm just like, that is still for me the most intense fight scene of any movie. Yeah. There's maybe some that are close, but I was like, that was so fucking epic. Like, if I want to show someone the best action scenes, that's where I go. Start there.
It's definitely up there for awesome action scenes, especially the grittiness of it. I'm gonna go with another Marvel movie. It's not an MCU movie either. This is before the MCU even started. Okay. X2. It's when Magneto breaks out of his jail. His holding cell. Because I love that so much because. At first, what's her face? Mystique. Yeah, she injects the guard with this just a little bit of whatever, I guess iron. I guess
iron,
it was
yeah, liquid iron.
Rebecca Romijn Stamos.
And so he goes in to like give him his food in his jail cell because he's not allowed any metal because he's Magneto.
And the guy's a dick.
Yeah, the guy's a total asshole. He's like, a little more iron in you today. And there's some off, but like, holy shit! And he just starts pulling it out of his body, and you just see like the blood drenching his shirt. And all of a sudden he's got like these balls.
Is it 2 balls or 3? I can't remember.
He controls.
I want to say 3.
I think it's 3. He controls these balls, and then he just uses them as weapons. And he shoots them against the glass and the plastic.
It is 3 because he flattens one out to that disc.
Yeah,
and then he's got the other 2 like.
So he's like he's floating on that disc like this, and he's shooting guys with these freaking balls that he made out of these.
Because they made the prison for him specially out of glass and plastic, so nothing could interact with his power.
So just a little bit of metal he got pulled out of this guy's body. Like, that was so awesome. It's one of my favorite moments, and definitely the Fox Marvel.
It's cool because when that happens, you're like, maybe she just drugged him or did something to him.
Yeah.
You don't really know, and all she did was put iron in the system, which is not.
He sensed it obviously.
Because he walks through the metal detector, and it's like it kind of goes off. That he
goes wonky for a second, and then it lets him go through. Yeah.
Clever. Very clever.
Exactly.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought about that one, but yeah. That is a good one. All right. Okay. I'm gonna go with. Okay. It's from. Yeah, I'll go with one with a. I'm doing another great scene one here. It's the movie. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Kind of came out in mid to late '90s. Any Given Sunday.
I have seen it.
Al Pacino is the coach of the Miami Sharks. Cameron Diaz is like the owner of the team. Jamie Foxx is like this rookie quarterback. You know, it's the movie itself isn't one of my favorites, but there's this point when they're in their final game, and it's halftime speech, and Al Pacino gets down there and he gives this speech where he basically starts off just saying, you know, look, I've made every mistake a middle-aged man can make, and he, you know, really opens up to the team, I guess the best way to put it. And he kind of just shares this, and then it just gets to, it starts swelling, and the music, again, the theme probably for a lot of mine is the music too that goes with it, starts to swell, and he starts getting really a lot more intense, and you can see the players are really buying into what he's saying, and he gets talking about inches and life and all this stuff. It's just one of the best inspirational pump-up sequences in a movie for me. And I know it's one that I really love because a lot of times I'll be on YouTube and I'm like, I want to watch that scene again. I'll bring it up and watch it. So that's one of my epic movie moments.
I actually I haven't seen that, but I'm glad you picked like a moment like that's just a speech.
Yeah.
Like, we talk about a lot of action stuff, like something that doesn't have to be like these epic moments don't have to be something about one guy beating another.
Exactly. Something that made you feel something that made you want to go.
I actually have most of mine are that.
The funny thing is though, there's also a lot of when you say that. As I look at my list, there's a lot of awesome action ones. And I'm like, do I like that one more or do I like that one more? So it sticks out to me more as it's the only one about a kind of a speech on my list. So.
I'm going to pick something that's a personal favorite of mine. Somewhat underrated. I think I brought it up in our Hidden Gems. From the rundown, when Beck uses guns again. There's actually two moments I could pick. Like the very opening, there's some cool stuff happens there. But I picked the moment he gets guns because that whole time he never needed them. He kicked ass without them. Like there's a part where he just like lariats a fucking stone pillar with his arm and breaks.
Awesome. I mean, okay, so just trying to remember. The rundown, is that the one with Sean William Scott?
Yes.
Okay, because there's that other one, Walking Tall.
Walking Tall is the other one, yeah.
But the part where like he's sitting there like taking cover and there's like gunfire happening and Sean William Scott's character is like he's in the bus. He's in a bus and they're shooting out the windows and he's like, back! And like he's kind of got like that like shell shock thing that is kind of like that atmosphere where all the sound is happening, but it's kind of muffled, and he's just in the zone, and he grabs these two shotguns that are there, and he just like turns out from the cover and just does he take both of them?
At one point, he does like a
that's my favorite part.
Under the armpits,
he just comes out and he just like with such swagger and confidence, just like shooting guys.
The music even like builds up.
Why didn't he use guns again? Like he just didn't.
He just said, "I don't do guns."
I think tapping my touch gun. But then the underarm reload, and then I think at one time he puts both the shotguns together so he can pull the trigger on both of them at the same time to like shoot out, and it's just. It's awesome because like I mentioned before in our video games one, when music and the moment time, like all that works together, that moment as well, every time I see it, gives me like goose pimples and I'm just like, oh, that's fucking awesome. But yeah, an underrated film. It's a great moment.
It is a great movie.
I would agree. It's underrated for sure. I'm going to go with another action moment as well. Kingsman, the Secret Service.
Oh.
When they start playing the Freebird.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
When Freebird starts playing and Colin Firth is in the church.
Yeah, what's his name? It starts with a G.
Galahad?
Galahad.
Yeah. When they're in the church and everybody starts going psycho and he's just killing everybody
the villain in the thing is like created a cell phone, giving away free cell phones to everybody.
Yeah.
But there's
like this tone that happens and makes everybody just
go crazy
and kill. It would kill everything.
I've seen the scene you're talking about. I've seen people dissecting that for how they shot it. There's a bunch of cut shots.
It's an awesomely shot scene.
I didn't know what was really going on.
And the action that he does is so cool. Like he'll like stick things up guys' throats, like break a flag in half.
The weapons that he used.
He just goes non-stop.
It's still like against it, right? Because it's like all this murder's happening, and Galahad wasn't like this.
No, not at all. Exactly, because he was going psycho too because of the freaking tone on the phone. But that action sequence is insane.
So good. The music.
That is worth the movie itself right there. Like I was in the theaters going, holy fuck, this is an awesome movie.
Yeah.
Even if the rest of the movie sucked.
And it has kind of a shocking finale part to it.
It does. The way it ends after.
Well, hey, we did spoilers. You know, he does this, and all of a sudden.
I wouldn't mind seeing that movie. I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay.
But only like it had.
I'll let it go.
It had a lot of personality, and I love Colin Firth. Yeah. But I just.
I think the Kingsmen are very underrated.
Totally.
I'll almost take them over a James Bond movie.
When the first movie was coming out, I was like, "What is this? Like trying to do like a James Bond, but not really James Bond."
And the main character wasn't.
And then you see it, and it's comedic, but like dark comedy. But it's totally different. It's its own entity. It's
very like British comedy.
Yeah, but it's not really.
Like tongue in cheek. Would you say that? Like that's how I think a lot of.
I would just say like.
Not really. I don't know. It's
the concept of. It's the concept of.
Like at one point in the movie, people's heads are blowing up, and there's like a color hue that comes from the explosion because they have these bombs like in their chest and their
Neck.
chips in their neck. Yeah, that blow up.
Yeah.
And then it's like, and the music is da 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 da. I forget what the music is, but it's like happening in a comedic way. And it's not like bloody and gross.
Yeah, it's kind of almost funny.
Yeah,
it wasn't
exactly.
so dark.
Yeah, but I mean all the people that were blowing up were all assholes and rich, so you didn't really care about them. But I just love that part of the movie is when they're in the church and Freebird's playing. Yeah,
Great song.
Get ready.
Yeah. I guess that's me then.
Yep.
I actually just thought of this one. I was thinking, I need to get some and I had a bunch of action ones, and I've got my Marvel one saved because I want to see which ones you guys
I'm
bring
saving
up.
my Marvel one for last.
Yeah.
I have 3 I could use.
So I was thinking of fights, and I've got a few action ones, but I'll just get to this. The fight between Frank Dukes and Chong Li at the end of Bloodsport.
Okay.
I just love that.
Mm-hmm. I want to see that one actually.
The build up to it.
I hadn't Enter the Dragon honestly, but
yeah, Bloodsport's probably my favorite like martial arts movie of all time, and just the build up to it, the emotionality, but it's got great music going to it, and it's a good fight.
Yeah.
You know?
Would you say best Jean-Claude Van Damme movie?
Oh yeah, easily.
Yeah,
100%,
exactly.
Yeah. Nothing.
Not even a question.
Not even a question.
Time Cop though.
Yeah.
Expendables, Double Team.
It's
Dennis Rodman.
Oh no, okay, I'm thinking of the one where he plays twins. Anyways, but okay, so
the end fight. I don't know.
Go more into it.
No, there's not too much in it, and it's a twist, but it's just it's something that you knew was coming the whole movie,
exactly.
right? So it's this
surprise.
But they did a good making it emotional by making the fight personal.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
I'm gonna pick a big one that I know you guys both know of. The film from 300, because there's a lot of good moments.
That whole movie is like full of moments.
Mine might not be the one you think it is. To me, there's 2 real standouts. I'm picking the part where they first get to the hot gates and they're setting up, and they see the Persians coming down, and it starts off with Leonidas standing there in front of like all these Spartans lined up there, and they're like, "This is where we stand. This is where we fight, and this is where they die." And then you see like it goes to the Persians, and the shoreline is covered.
Oh yeah,
as far as the horizon goes.
Hundreds of thousands of.
And you just see them running down the shoreline. And the Spartans are all there in their phalanx formation, and this is, if I was just like the moment, as in like a couple of seconds, this is it when all the fucking Persians run up against their shield.
Yeah.
And at first they get pushed back a little bit, but then they get their footing, and like there's fucking swords and spears getting like pushed through the shield cracks and stuff. But then like the Spartans say something, and I could never make it out. I actually watched it again.
They shove back.
Yeah, they say something. They say something, and they shove back, and then they stab, and then the wave comes again. And then they push off, and it's just that clockwork of such perfect execution and technique. But I love that. I love that. Just I can't think of the word of it right now, but like just mechanics of it.
I almost had 300 on my list, but I was like, I can't think of a moment where it's like the whole movie is just epic. Like you can quote so many quotes in that. Like it's almost every line is a quotable.
The only other moment I would have picked is at the end. I'm not going to say more in case you guys want to pick it, but
no. If I was to do 300, it would have been like the first fight that they did, where you have like the camera just panning sideways as they're fighting,
and they're pushing going through and stuff,
and it's through the slow speed up,
before the clip. Yeah, the speed up, slow down. That guy rolls over the fucking shield.
That kind of happens at this point.
But that's when it started.
It's right after the whole shield part. Yeah.
But I don't know. I just like that. It was such the speech. And like the methodicalness of which their plan worked was amazing.
It was great.
Because I think they also say at one point, like the Persians before they show up, there's a messenger who's like, "Spartans, throw down your weapons," and then there's like, "Persians, come and get them." Yeah, that's awesome. Like so many great lines.
Yeah, that movie's full of them. I'm gonna go with a movie that's not really big on action, but it's got a really great story. It's probably one of my favorite movies of all time, The Shawshank Redemption. It's actually like the end where you realize Andy Dufresne escaped, and it shows how he did it, and you're like, oh man, he's been planning this for years. Where he's been like carving out of his wall and making little trinkets and then spilling sand out of the side, and then he got the poster there to cover it up, and then
even though
he chose a stormy night to go and do it.
And the thing is, when the discovery happens, they start going, you don't know if he technically got away. So as he's doing it, you still feel like this. I thought about this one too. You feel like tense, like
something could happen.
What's gonna happen?
Yeah, true.
Like even when he's in town the next day and they realize in the siren,
As much as I appreciate that, and I do like that, it's great. And don't get me wrong, I do like how people pull holes in it all the time.
Well, I know, like even Family Guy.
How did he put the poster up when he was already inside? Like, how did he cover that?
My biggest one was how the hell did he break a hole big enough in a metal pipe with a rock?
I don't know. The metal they used back then wasn't the same stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But it's great. If you don't think about it, and I still love it. It's great.
The only other reason where I didn't maybe have it, and not that I didn't love it, I also thought it seemed
on my fucking moment.
Seemed a little bit long.
Get out of here.
Seemed a little bit long for a moment. Like I know we're talking about sequences.
I like.
This is actually one of the shorter moments that I have.
Oh.
No, because I'm talking about like there's an actual sequence where it shows the whole breakdown.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, does your moment go up to the part where he comes out of? I don't know if it's mud. I'm gonna say.
Oh, it's a sewer. It's a shit.
Yeah, he comes out. He's all.
Well, that's why even what's his face says he smelled like smelled like shit, but it came out smelling like roses out on the outside or whatever.
Oh,
says to
okay.
him.
The only man who crawled through
Morgan Freeman's
came out clean.
red.
Yeah. I thought you were talking about the
There's a
name of
great
the actor.
And he was like, oh,
you know when you watch
red.
Shawshank, you hope you didn't miss that part.
Because you know, like this guy is innocent. He doesn't deserve to be here.
Wait, are we gonna say that this is the last one then? Because I gotta,
You know, if we hurry the next two, we could do two.
Okay, we'll do quick.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. Well then, I'm gonna
Rush. Get in there.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Revenge of the Sith, Star Wars, when Anakin and Obi-Wan are having their fight at the end, and like the whole thing is great, but the Obi-Wan just unleashed and saying, "You are the chosen one. You were supposed to destroy the Sith, not."
So much hope, not to be one. Yeah.
And
So much
Obi-Wan
hope for
kicked
this guy.
fucking ass in that movie. So
Yeah.
Hugh McGregor, amazing.
that whole sequence, it was great, but that release of emotion.
Absolutely.
The fight, yeah.
You feel for him, like you basically raised him since he was a kid.
And then he has to cut him down.
Yeah.
It doesn't kill him, it cuts him down.
No.
So maybe this one will be something unexpected for me. American History X. Like first 10 minutes, curb stomp.
Yeah.
It sets the tone for the movie. That this movie's not gonna
Fight the curb.
It's not gonna hold your hand at
Fight the
all.
curb, yeah.
There's like screaming. The guy's like basically, I think he was already shot, and he was like crying. Put your teeth on the fucking curb.
Yeah.
And it's intense, and that's the whole movie pretty much.
It's gruesome. I mean, you don't really see it, but you know,
Like,
you see the stomp.
I've never heard of curb stomp before.
Yeah.
I kind of had to ask what we wanted to define epic by, because it's not epic because you kill someone.
It's
epic because it's such a moment that it
Totally.
sits with you.
Absolutely. I'm gonna go with. I'll go with one. I know we've mentioned it before. I don't think you guys really care, but King Kong, the Peter Jackson King Kong.
No? I know you mentioned before.
Yeah, I love that movie. King Kong is one of my favorite kaiju, big monsters. But just the moment where what's your face and Darrow is like gonna be eaten by these freaking dinosaurs, these basically T-Rex type monsters, and then Kong comes and steps in, and he's taking on one, and then another one comes in, he's taking on it, and then they start falling down this cliff, and there's actually a third freaking dinosaur he has to take on. So he's fighting all these, all while holding her and like making sure she doesn't die. It's just the sequence of events that happens. It's just beautifully shot, and the action is awesome to watch. It's my favorite part in that whole movie. It's one of my favorite action scenes in like any CG type moments.
I've never seen the film, just because if it was just the stuff on the island, I would watch it. I don't want to watch the beginning before they leave. I don't want to watch when they take them back to New York. But just the stuff like that part where there's the worms that like eats.
There's like
circuses.
Andy Circus. Yeah, it's like
that's cool. But otherwise, what you're talking about, I've seen it. Like that looks pretty cool, but I've never actually watched the whole film.
I love that moment so much.
Okay, I didn't want to have to
one quick one.
Yeah, it's the MCU one for me. I didn't want to pick.
Oh, I know what it is. Oh, what a surprise!
No, it's between two.
Oh, I bet you they're both about Stark.
Yeah, no. Actually, no.
I have three, and I could actually.
Okay. I'm gonna say.
We're gonna all end on an MCU pick.
No, I'm not.
I wish you would have had one.
Can I pick two from the MCU?
What?
Okay.
Last time we.
Okay, no. You know what? I'm gonna go for the level of epicness. There's the ones I'm debating. There's one that I love because I thought it was funny and it was just out of nowhere. But epicness, nothing has been more epic to me than in the very first Avengers, the Chitauri's big space worm monster thing is coming in, and Cap goes, "We're gonna need you to get angry, Mr. Banner," and he delivers the line. That's my secret. I'm always angry, and he just turns around and just the one punch on that thing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's another one shortly after that I thought was better, but it didn't have the level of epicness that that one did.
Okay.
So that's why that one gets a pick there.
I saved my MTCU pick for last as well. See what you guys pick. I feel like this is too easy. I had so many good ones, but I gotta say it because it's the best.
Could have done the whole MCU.
Captain America finally picks up the hammer. Like, I'm gonna say it's
Endgame.
The scene starts when he picks up the hammer and fights Thanos. But to me, that epic moment ends when he's like, Thanos brings his own army out, and then Cap's there, and he's just like still gonna fight. And then you
tightening up his.
And you hear
broken shield is
Cap on your left. And then those portals open up like.
And Ant-Man running at the Ant-Man running
comes out of the fucking.
Everybody's running, and all of a sudden this big Ant-Man.
From that moment that Cap gets the.
Yes, Ant-Man was there.
I know, he was there.
Ant-Man, you'll remember Ant-Man.
Yeah, from the moment he picks up the hammer, gives Thanos a good ass whooping that eventually gets turned on him, brings in his own arm to counter. That was just the moment you needed to feel like we had a chance. Humanity still stands up against them.
Yeah.
Amazing.
You know, I will say one quick thing on that. The Cap picking up the hammer to me, I realize there's the epicness of it, but it lost a little bit when I watched, I can't remember which movie it was. I think it's the second Avengers. I didn't realize that Vision had picked up the hammer.
Yeah,
but Vision was a fucking robot.
So
you can say
that's a debate.
He didn't have a soul, so you can say he contacted.
I don't want to get into that.
I watched it again. I'm like, oh, somebody else has already picked. I've forgotten that he picked up the hammer.
Yeah, but
Joss Whedon's fault. I don't.
Yeah,
that.
Anyway, sorry.
Whatever.
Not to start.
My last one was. I mean, I almost went with the obvious one, The Sixth Sense, which everybody knows.
It's not an MCU one. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not doing an MCU one. I almost went with The Sixth Sense, but I figured, you know what? Everybody knows this. He's been dead the whole time. Yes, okay, we get it. Great moment though. But I'm gonna go with Unbreakable.
Oh, Unbreakable.
Instead. Yes, at the very end, when you realize Samuel L. Jackson was the one that caused all the destruction,
It's like
all those people's deaths.
When he walks into the comic book store.
Yes, and he's been doing this because he's been trying to find the opposite version of himself.
Yeah,
right?
I did like that
Mr. Glass.
And you're like, holy shit.
Oh yeah, he's like, this is where we shake hands.
And you're like, because he's the villain.
Yeah, and he's like, they usually start off as friends.
Yes.
And
you're like,
don't you
holy
get it?
shit. It built up to like, wow,
it's
he's been
amazing.
helping in this whole time just to show that I'm the villain and you're supposed to stop me, basically.
It's amazing you say that because in that whole trilogy, to be honest, the one that I think would be the biggest, like, whoa, was the end of Split. When you find out
that it's the same
universe, but
same universe. No, it wasn't as big.
I know.
It was just like the whole idea, like, shit, he's caused all of these things to happen. All these thousands of people are dead. Yeah. So he's the villain.
Great pick, great movie.
Yeah,
I love that movie.
Totally. Anyways, that's the end of our epic movie moments. I hope you guys enjoyed it. What were your epic movie moments? Comment below. Hit the bell. Where can we find you?
You find me on Twitch, Twitter, and PSN as MussKeg.
I am the LewisLightning on Twitch and currently playing the Outer Worlds.
And I'm on Twitch, Twitter, and PSN as well. That's CountryBoy_9. Follow us. Watch our videos.
Yeah. Movies.
Watch something epic.
Nice.
Bye-bye.
Okay.